guys don't give a shit about anything really. You know, like we're pretty dumb. We
Monkey
need
brain.
women. Yeah, monkey brain. Oh, how do we get go? Oh, man need money. Man need fire? No, man need money.
Welcome to the Worst Asian Podcast, where a couple of Asian American millennials give you our shitty opinions on all things Asian. Hello, my name is Linji. I'm here once again with my co-host, Ben.
What's up?
You doing good?
Yeah, man.
I feel like I see you so much, but I actually only see you once a week when we do this.
Or every other week even now.
Or every other week when you're late, something like that. I feel like you've moved into my house.
Yeah, man.
You're like that shitty guy that comes over to stay for a while and he just bums out on your couch.
I'm Kramer, bro. I'm Kramer. It's like, hey, Jerry, what you doing?
Coming up on today's episode, big question. Do Asian Americans, or just Asians in general, care way too much about money? Just remember, just to preface all this, none of this is financial advice.
Right. Please don't take it seriously. It's for entertainment.
We are not financial advisors.
Right.
This does not constitute legal advice.
Do you think there's ever been a podcast that got sued for like, you told me to do this?
There has to be. And they're giving financial advice.
Like, imagine like there's like bros that like sued Joe Rogan saying like, you told me, Joe Rogan.
Joe Rogan has a whole office. He has a whole company just to deal with that shit. If you and I get sued,
We are so fucked.
I'm going to have to deal with all that shit.
I'm just going to be like, oh, peace. Later. What podcast? I don't know what you're talking about.
When you start putting stuff online, don't put anything online that you wouldn't want a judge saying out loud in court.
That's true. It's getting to the point like you really have to be careful to cancel culture too.
Yeah, we're definitely getting canceled one day. To give context, because when we talk about money, I think it always makes more sense to kind of get to know the person that's saying the thing. It's a big difference if Mark Zuckerberg, Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk is like trying to give you financial advice. Dogecoin to the moon. That seems kind of stupid.
Oh, Shiba coin.
Shiba coin to the moon.
To the moon, baby.
You want to get into like our personal beliefs about money in general?
My thoughts on money. I think money is evil. I think capitalism is bad. No, I think for most part in my life, in this city, in this country, money has been a great thing. I do think that I wish I developed better discipline.
In terms of what? How you spend your money or how you make your money?
Yeah, like how to spend it, this and that. Some people are just really good at saving and like being like fiscally responsible. Number one rule, no debt. That's what they say.
Yeah.
Number two, start investing. I really actually do wish I did that in my 20s. Opposed to like,
How old are you?
I am 34.
So am I. But we're at very different points in our life.
Yes, I'm in your home. This gorgeous castle with a pool.
I'm house poor.
I heard about that. I've heard
Yeah.
about that.
That's a real thing now.
It's a real thing?
Yeah.
Oh my God. So that's what I have to look forward to?
I have much more debt than you do.
That is true.
And
That is
that
true.
shit's always on my shoulder. It's like,
Does that like you wake up, you're like, fuck, I got all this shit on me. Money is very, very important. You know, like when they're saying like, oh, money doesn't mean happiness.
rich people tell you that. It's a bunch
Yeah.
of BS.
Exactly. I forgot who it was. I was watching. Okay, I've been happy poor and I've been happy rich. It is much better being happy rich. And that's the truth. So can you tell me about what your opinion is on money now?
I think we're both very privileged.
Yes.
By all metrics, by all standards, we're very privileged.
Very.
We don't have to worry about food. We don't have to worry about somewhere to sleep at night. But I do think that my opinion on money has changed a lot over time.
Yeah, as we gotten older.
I used to really be a workaholic.
Yo.
It's like, ride or die with my money.
People that don't know, I can say you're probably one of the hardest working dudes I ever met. Like,
How much do you want me to Venmo you for that?
how much you
Trying to make me look good.
For real, man, like when you're able to get a job,
Yeah.
you're going to school, you're taking on more credits than like the normal average student.
Because I was just trying to get that shit over with.
Yeah, dude, and you're working full time. You took winter classes, summer classes. That's like some brainiac shit. And you're like, yo, just be a man. I'm like, oh my God. And I was like, you're right.
If you're not good, just get better.
Yeah.
I used to really just care a lot, not in a greedy sense, I would say, but just in terms of getting yourself established, meeting those life goals. People say what they want about money, but money gets you to certain milestones in life.
Amen.
But now
Happy rich
I'm at the
is
point in my life where at this moment right now, I don't have a job per se.
I mean,
I don't have a full-time job.
Technically, dude.
It's a little bit different. So I'm a full-time house husband.
Yes, you are. The real house dad of Flushing.
When we were pregnant with my first child, me and my wife made that conscious decision. At the time, I was working as a property manager out in Brooklyn. People that know real estate, that really takes up a lot of your time, both in the office and out of the office.
Right.
I used to have to take work home with me not in a literal sense, but I used to always have to be on call. So
Clients you had to like check up on, or
stuff
properties,
like that,
right?
Properties, construction projects. There was just a lot to manage. We made a decision that it was financially, it would have been better if I kept my job, but it made more sense because my wife's job has more work-life balance. And just in terms of location, she's also closer.
Yeah.
But now it's kind of evolved to the point where me and my wife, I have like a small side thing and we don't take it as seriously. We do enough just to, get by. We're not looking for much more.
Compared to like before.
Right. We know what we want. We know what we have is enough.
Being like a father, seeing your kid grow up
makes a big difference. Yeah,
you know
there's much more important things.
You're like the NBA player that's like in his like late 30s. I want to see my kid go to school. I want to see him for JV practice. You're at that point. Like,
yeah, but those NBA players can retire with however much money that they have.
Right.
It's like a different story.
Right. But now you're like, you know what? If I'm going to play for a team, it has to be near my house, near my family. Like you're in that mode now.
Yeah.
Before it's no, just grind.
Complete dad, house, husband mode right now. Would you say that Asians in general care too much about money?
Short answer, fuck to the yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, dude.
100%.
I think that's all we think about. Well, not me, but in general, that's all we think about.
Everyone cares a lot about money. It's not just Asians.
Yes.
This is all just, how you say stereotyping without making it sound negative.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, how do you stereotype without stereotyping? Tell me you're racist by not telling me you're racist.
Is it not racist because we're Asian and we're saying Asians care too much about money?
Man, I'm going to sound like some like nationalistic Asian or something. Like I'm so proud of it. But I do think the Asians tend to care about money, but they do it in a way where it makes a lot of sense. It's like it's fiscally responsible. Again, it's not financial advice. Entertainment purposes only.
Please don't sue us.
Yeah, please do not sue us. We have jack shit. But yeah, like I think Asians do care. It's all about like having a nice car, the house. And then,
I think it depends where you're coming from, right? Different generations care about money in different ways.
Yeah.
There's a difference between caring about money just because you're poor and you need to make money just to bring food home. And on the other side of the spectrum, there's caring too much about money that your Hermes bag is not good enough. So you need whatever next level bag that you need to get, right?
That is true. Like every Asian mom even needs like a nice designer bag.
Yeah. It's like a status symbol, right?
Yeah, exactly.
At least with first generation Asian Americans. And it's more from a standpoint of just trying to make a lot of money and caring a lot about money just so you can survive. Yeah,
I agree with that.
Maybe the younger generation now maybe just care too much about money as a status symbol.
It's really interesting. Like, I think we're at a point where we're trying to like not say anything too offensive or stereotypical. I have these thoughts in my mind right now. Let's be real. Like we grew up where like when we were younger, the moment we were able to work, what did we try to buy? Nice clothing.
Pokemon cards.
Sneakers especially. Remember that? You definitely went through like a phase of like
I did.
You had like so many
very
pairs.
superficial.
You had like 30 pairs of Dunks and like Jordans and shit. Did you have Jordans too? I forgot.
Yeah, I was like OG hype beast.
Yeah, man.
I was.
Yeah, dude.
Stupid me.
Some people, I forgot. I think it was you that mentioned it. Like every American, like almost like 75 or maybe higher to live paycheck to paycheck.
Yeah. It's
they don't even have
like that. It's crazy.
They don't even have like $1,000 in savings.
Yeah.
I'm like, holy shit, that's terrifying.
Especially younger people nowadays.
Right. Like,
because they kind of have a safety net in the sense that
that's true.
You can always fall back to your parents.
Yeah, I have a friend like that.
That's why so many people
really
don't move out of their parents' place till they're in their late 20s, 30s, or maybe even.
Yeah, I just got like angry thinking about all the friends that are like they have that safety net. I get really mad about. I'm like, oh fuck you and your safety net. Like
I know because you're your parents' safety net. It's like reverse. Yes. It's the opposite for you guys.
Reverse Uno, bro. Oh man, I get really upset because I have a friend. He's not the most financially stable, but he does make these decisions. I'm like, dude, you shouldn't be doing that. You're complaining about money, but you shouldn't be buying this. You shouldn't be doing that.
Yeah.
I couldn't see this when I was younger. Now I think when we're in our 30s, the concept of money. Yeah, like I see it now and
you don't want to be the gatekeeper for how someone else should spend their money.
All right, dude. Yes.
But you can definitely go at home and criticize. In private, you can criticize them. It's fine. Is there anything that you think is significantly different about older and younger generations?
Older generations that you see, like the OGs, especially with the Chinese, like I could be wrong here. I'm not Chinese. You are.
Yeah.
I really respect the hustle of like the OG Chinese people. Like you
Yeah.
see them like collecting cans.
Yeah,
you
they'll
know?
do whatever it takes just to get by.
Right. And they're like in their 80s.
Yeah, that kind of
collecting
breaks my
cans.
heart sometimes when I watch them
does
doing
too.
it.
I'll be real with you. There was a point where like even my father, he's not like, this is the one thing. Korean people need to have a well-paying job that's also superficial.
Is that the case? Really?
Yeah, it really is. They need to have the fancy car, but like they live in like a fucking shithole.
Yeah.
Show off. It's crazy. Like I see it. It's the only way like you get recognition, which is really, really sad. You won't see like a Korean ajushi or how to be like, if he had to, his only job was like being a janitor or like working at Burger King.
Yeah.
He won't take it. It has to be something that he's comfortable with. You know, I could use my father as an example. As I got older, I realized, man, you're kind of really lazy. You know, you could get a job. And he's like, oh, no one would want to hire me. No one wants to do that. And in my mind, I'm like, no, you're just lazy. You know, like you can do something.
Maybe you're generalizing your whole race just via your dad.
Via my dad, that's
Via-
true, actually. That's a very good point. I don't know what it's like. The older Korean generation, they seem so country boyish. They can just like chill and they're like, yeah,
All
I'm
very
old
laid
now.
back and everything
They're
like
so
that?
laid back, yeah. And then they just talk about like the past and have a cigarette. Like that's what it seems like. And I'm like, I don't want to do this.
You don't want to be chill and just laid back and just like talk shit about the good old days?
I mean, I do.
That sounds glorious.
I mean, I do, but it's kind of sad when you see like only talking about the good old days. Now they have nothing to show for it. You know what I mean?
That's also you trying to, I guess, create a standard for them. Maybe those,
Exactly.
you know, that's where they want to be in their life.
That is true. My father, I always say, shitty dad, but great, cool as great dude. He's the kind of dude you want to
More
have
of a bro
beer
than
with.
a dad.
More like a bro. Sometimes he'll say shit that I'm like, damn, you're fucking right. And he said one time like how I was complaining about something, right? And he knew I was just really upset. And he was like, what's wrong? Why are you so upset? I'm like, oh, because, you know, this and that, but I'm complaining, you know? And he was like, look at you. You can speak English. You don't sound like a fob. You have citizenship,
Yep.
you know? You live in the greatest city. He was telling me, he's like, I didn't even know what a fucking burger was or Coca-Cola was. I couldn't afford to eat that.
Yeah.
I come here and I get to. One time I had, that sound bougie, but like Johnny Blue, right? Johnny Walker Blue.
Yeah.
The whiskey. I bought him one. And you know what he said? And it kind of like made me teary-eyed. He was like, you know, I never ever tasted this in my whole life.
Yeah.
And that made me want to cry. I was like, holy shit, I am so fucking spoiled.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what I mean.
Yes.
It's different levels and different
Yeah, man.
standards.
They didn't like, our parents didn't have air conditioning. You know?
Well, there's a lot of countries that don't have air conditioning.
Right.
That's a Western privilege, right?
Even just like having a toilet. Wow. You know, my dad was like, we had to fucking shit in the hole, bro. On the fucking floor. I couldn't be fat like you. He'll be like,
Fat's a sign of privilege. Do you think when Asians are being too cheap and trying to pinch every penny, does that count as caring too much about money? Because Asian people, stereotypically, are very cheap.
I mean, there's a lot of other cultures I will not name that you can stereotype.
Because you look at Asian people, normally there would be the spectrum, and you have the super cheap people on one side and like the crazy rich Asians on one side. For some reason, it feels like Asians are either on one side of that spectrum or on the other. Super rich or just like super cheap.
I do think being super rich means you have to be super cheap.
Not if you're super rich.
No, dude. And this is another thing I've noticed working in the restaurant, right? Based off tips. Sometimes we'll get like a pre-shipped and we'll talk about someone that's coming in like a VVIP, right?
Yeah.
The only reason why they're famous, they're super rich. Top 10 Forbes richest, blah, blah, blah. They're like the worst tippers. They're like the shittiest tippers, bro. I kid you not. There was this family that came in, right? Big family. I forgot what he did. I think he owned like all of India's like cell phone towers or cell phone phones. I forgot, something like that, right? Like he went shopping clearly because his tags were still on him. But his shirts were like from like TJ Maxx and Target and stuff. Yeah, and I was like, no way. And he didn't tip well. I'm like, yo, this guy has money, right? This is the like world's richest dude, right? You want to know something funny too? I don't know how rich he is, but you know Genghis Khan?
Oh, yeah.
That is just so like far-fetched. Genghis Khan still has like his bloodline. And one time I had to take care of him. I hope he doesn't hear this.
Does his bloodline matter in
the sense that-
2021?
In the sense that like apparently he's still rich, royalty and has money, right? But he came and ate. We can edit this out because I'm kind of scared if he ever hears this. He was super cheap and super fucking annoying. After that dinner, after I took care of him, they decided to ban him from all the Nobus.
You mentioned the whole status symbol, trying to look good on a superficial basis.
Right. Nice kicks, the Lexus.
For a lot of other people, it's more just about peer pressure. Peer pressure and family pressure, societal pressure.
That's really important.
There's a lot of that.
Yeah.
There's a lot of trying to keep face or save face.
Mm-hmm.
When you're Asian, go out there and you try to make a living for yourself. You're doing it both for yourself and kind of also doing it for your family. Mm-hmm. Not to bring status exactly, but at the very least, they're trying to go out there and not embarrass their family.
Like you want to say like, oh, I'm making money because parents took care of me or my grandparents, and I want to show my appreciation for them by getting this job and showing them that I can also provide. It's a great feeling. I definitely agree. Like it's a great feeling. Even at my job, I can't complain. We make really good money. Like now I see it's stupid good money.
Yeah.
Some of these guys, like, they come in, they have like Kith, all this like designer brand stuff. And like,
how's Kith?
It's like this fashion line.
Is it?
Yeah.
That's way beyond me.
Yeah, I know.
Yo, that's like when people say they're wearing drip. And I genuinely don't know what that means.
When they're wearing that drip. Oh, yeah.
What does that mean?
I'll try to translate. Drip just means like, oh my God, I was going to use another word. I was going to say it's fire.
Okay.
Oh, man.
Yeah, so everyone's trying to wear drip.
Yes. It's the drip that they wear. Like Kith, Jordans, like they have nice Jordans. Every time they come in.
Do Asians do that more though?
Asians?
Do you have like Asian coworkers who do that more?
See, that's the thing. And this is where it gets stereotyping.
It's strange because everyone does it though.
Everyone does it, but I want to say Asians do it. They don't really do it like that. You know what I'm saying? Like
they do it in different ways. So instead of the drip, it's the Lamborghini that's quietly parked around the back.
Or they'll like actually be like, no, man, I bought crypto.
Or they walk around with their stock portfolio just taped to their back.
Yeah, man.
Here's my balance sheet for this month.
I'll go out, meet some people, and like bros, the Asian bros, yo, man, Robinhood? Yeah, bro, Robinhood, baby. To the fucking moon. It's very common.
It's showing off, but just in different ways of showing off. So there's peer pressure. Mm-hmm. There's trying to save face. There's flexing your money and trying to show status.
Yeah.
There's like various reasons why Asians care so much about this, which is very common with other races. You were telling me off pod that sometimes it's also just to cover up for their
insecurities.
Right. Have you seen that though?
Oh yeah, all the time, dude.
But it's hard to tell though.
So
how can you tell someone's covering up for a
insecurity?
Yeah.
Oh, I'll give you a really good example. I see it a lot. I like to partake, once in a while in glorious K-Town, right? Have some drinks, party a little, right?
Yeah, there's a reason why you get tested for a COVID before each recording.
That's right.
You live a very sketchy life.
Yes. It's not sketchy.
Okay, fine.
It's just a little, I just happen to be out in the nightlife a little longer.
You were saying?
Sometimes I see like a guy trying to like pick up a girl. There's this like whole idea like everything that men does, it's only so he can get women. And
that's evolution, man.
Yeah, and I was thinking about like guys don't give a shit about anything really. Like we're pretty dumb. But the fact that we gotta, we
monkey
need
brain.
women. Yeah, monkey brain. But the fact that we need girls is like, oh, how do we get girl? Oh, men need money. It's like men need fire. No, men need money. That's what it is now. I see them like decked out, fucking nice clothing. They'll buy a fucking table, bro. Like a table at a club.
It's like a mating.
Yeah, it's ritual. Like a mating call. It's like coco. They're fucking peacocking and shit.
Are you trying to say that these guys otherwise would not be able to attract
unfortunately
people?
Yeah, unfortunately. If you don't have money or you can't afford certain things, you're kind of a bum. If you can't take a girl out to a nice dinner, like a nice omakase, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't take her to a fucking Denny's.
Tough. It's tough to be single.
Yeah.
And let's say not have enough money to do things like that.
Right.
Of course,
if you're lonely.
Of course, most women don't care about that shit. At the end of the day, you just want a good, nice man that you love.
Okay.
But when you meet someone that's brand new, people say don't judge people by how they look. That's very true. But you sometimes don't even get to see what's inside a person until after you look at what's outside the person.
That's right.
And that kind of includes like what you said, flashing their money.
Right, man. It's kind of sad. I remember there was this one girl was into me But I can tell she was kind of she was asking like gold diggerish questions.
What do you do for a living?
I swear to God, bro, it felt like she
Which
was
investment firm do you use?
like, "What's your credit score?" I'm like, "Whoa, holy sh! You want my credit karma as well?" Like,
You're trying to rent an apartment. It's like an application.
I swear, I was like, "Yo, you asking me out or you work for Rocket Mortgage? Like, what's going on here?" Yeah,
So maybe she was just trying to see if like, hey, this guy's a bum, and I want to settle down in like a year or two.
number one, she kind of thinks she's like the hot shit. I see it, and I'll see her stories on the IG. I think a man should pay for all my things, or then be like, "Who wants to send me money?" Like, what the fuck? Like, just like that, out of the blue.
Maybe she has a Patreon or OnlyFans.
She's like, "Oh, it's my birthday's coming up. Yeah, you should give me money if you want me to be happy." Like that, dude. Like, it's getting to that point.
Life is kind of forcing people to care too much about money.
That's scary. Shout out to the women that are looking for a good man.
Yeah,
you know,
you deserve it.
Yeah, never change for real.
You know what goes hand in hand with wealth? Mental health.
Oh,
Yeah, wealth versus health. A lot of Asian people ignore their own health for the sake of wealth.
we know a few. We know a few people like that.
Yeah, I'll personally say I used to do that too. I did not put my health first.
No,
And when you're younger and you're in college, I know everyone does that, but like I really took it to like the extreme.
I don't know how you did
And that was not good for me. You know?
I don't know how you did it. You're just like, don't be a bitch, be a man. I'm
Yeah, like I said,
"Fuck."
if you're not good, just get better. But seriously though, you know, mental health, especially inside the Asian community, is a very rarely talked about thing. You know, trying to keep phase, trying to make as much money, trying to
keep up, just catch up even.
You're right. No longer, you know, trying to keep up with the Joneses, trying to keep up with the Chans and the Lees.
I'm a firm believer in also just like therapy. I recommend therapy for everyone.
100%.
I'm very lucky to like grow up with you, our friends since we're kids. A lot of people don't have that too. I realize, you know, not just being living in a great
Support
city.
structure.
Yeah, you know, that foundation. It like I didn't realize it how rare that is.
Yeah, so for you, it's good to be poor because you have friends.
Yeah, it's like you can't get rich, make a lot of friends. Right. That alone could make you feel very rich. You know, people like will come up to us like, "Yo, you're rich, right? You're one of those rich Asians, right?" I always sounds like, "No, I just feel rich."
What the hell does that even mean?
You're like, you looked at me like, "What the fuck? Like, are you on crack?" It means that I feel very rich and fortunate. I get to eat a great meal. I have, for most part, a solid family, great friends. I can't complain.
Do you think you have that struggle between trying to balance your health and trying to attain as much wealth as you can?
Actually, I think my health is, I mean, I'm still fat as fuck, but I do think for most part, like my mental health and my physical health, I'm very blessed.
Okay.
My wealth, I'm starting to now be like, oh, I need to get it, which I'm very excited about.
Would you sacrifice like health?
Yeah.
Would you?
Yeah, to some point. But that's the thing. I realize now there's some things that are just more important, and I know I can, you know, you can always make time out every day to do something good for yourself.
Always.
Right? I believe in that.
Not when you have a kid, but usually always.
Right, yeah. I hope your hope. Dad, did you really mean that? I think because of COVID too. COVID kind of like put me in the perspective. Like,
Yeah, COVID's really changed everything.
I realized what was really important. Holy crap! All the other stuff now became, you know, meaningless.
COVID's also created a big situation where a lot of people now are stuck at home, and you're kind of stuck at home with your own thoughts, and you're getting a chance, whether you like it or not, to reevaluate your own mental health.
Oh, okay.
And trying to find that balance between work and health.
Yeah, looking yourself in that mirror.
So many things that I see on the news about people working at home is actually a much better work-life balance.
That's true.
Because there's two sides of it. People that found that balance took some time for themselves, and there's other people who unfortunately had that time by themselves and didn't do so well with it.
For me personally, COVID, when it all happened, first I was like, yo, this is scary. Like, I'm fucked. But then because I was thinking about, what was I doing pre-COVID? If COVID never happened, I would have been like going out, doing this. So because of COVID, it rewired and re-switched me to be like, oh, what's really important? It really paved the way for me. I'm still immature as fuck. Don't get me wrong. I'm still 100%. I'm still a fucking moron.
You still came late today.
Yeah, I still came late. I'm still a fucking moron.
It's a reoccurring topic. That's maybe my favorite reoccurring topic of the week. Why you came late. But
if you're always late to something, are you really Asian? That's the next topic.
If you're consistently late, then you're consistently on time. This whole thing about health and finding a balance is kind of a privilege.
Oh man,
because if you look back on Going back to what we talked about before, if you're just trying to survive in this country, if you're coming here with $20 in your pocket and you're just trying to survive, your mental health or your physical health is the last thing on your mind.
Survival mode.
It's 100% wealth, 0% health at that point, which is difficult.
Yeah.
You and I are privileged because we don't have that struggle. So we can try to consciously think about stuff like that. First world problems.
Yeah, you're right, man.
I look at my parents, 90% work. And even at this stage in their life, it's still like that. Once you get wired into that mind frame of min-max every minute of my life,
right?
I can tell you for sure that my parents are way too obsessed with working and money. Not in a negative way.
Dude, it's kind of like your dad, remember? Like, he's technically retired. And remember he was trying to do like Uber Eats because he's just bored?
Yeah, he was just bored during COVID.
I'm not like, I kind of wish my dad was like that too, though. I even wanted him to do, I was like, yo, Dad, why don't you be like a taxi driver again? He's like, oh, I can't do that. I'm like, what the yeah, just do it. See?
My dad had that struggle. He was so wired to working all the time that when COVID hit and he couldn't work, kind of like fell into some bad mental health habits.
Cabin fever.
Right. He's so wired to work and just go out there and do stuff that being at home for such an extended period of time was not good for his mental health. And it's strange because you and I talk about mental health in terms of not working so much.
Right. It's crazy like how everyone has their own level of what's normal, their tolerance. And that's when you start really seeing like not everyone's really the same. Like you said, like your dad, he couldn't get enough of working. My dad, like he doesn't want to hear the word work. You know what I'm saying? Like it's so crazy.
Yeah, this word is forbidden in our house.
Yeah, sometimes I'll leave the house. I'm just like, these motherfuckers are fucking chilling at home. I'm not gonna lie, I hate that too though. I'm like, oh, I love being fucking lazy couch potato and just like, watching Netflix and.
But is your dad not happy, but is he content?
He's very content. That's the thing. He is. Yeah, so, he really is.
Right. For his mental health, not going out there and working so much, not worrying about every single dollar is doing him better than going out there and struggling.
Man, fuck that.
Stop hating on your dad, man.
He's a good guy. I love my dad.
Yeah.
It's just,
your dad loves me.
Yeah, he does. He does. He really does, man. He's like, oh, Linji, good man. Good man. Really, he's a man. He's just like that. Good man. Yo, he has a son now? Good. He's a man. I'm like, okay, Dad, chill. We definitely heard stories about like Asian parents working so hard and they accrue like a lot of money and they're, hard fucking workers. But at the same time, it's like, it's not enough. Can you just relax and just like enjoy it? And you can see how money can destroy families or be the root of all evil.
You're making more money.
Right.
But at the same time, your expectations from life increase in proportion to money.
Let me ask you, like, when is enough enough? For me, I always think like, as long as I have like a property that I can live in and a car and it's just some money saved in the bank and just some stocks and crypto, okay, I'm good. I'll be fine. As long as Social Security doesn't die or something.
In terms of when enough is enough, I keep saying it, just what do you want from life? For me now, if I have my basics covered, food on table, I generally
Lamborghini.
I'm just joking. I got that 2009 RAV4 in the garage. I'm not getting a new car until that thing dies. Just give it a paint job. Just have it look good. My expectations on life have dramatically changed to the point where I wouldn't call myself a minimalist or Marie Kondo kind of thing, but I would say that I don't need much for my life. I have a house right now.
It's beautiful.
I'm house poor.
I feel so poor.
I'm house poor, but I have and this house is a modestly sized house, but it's already too big for my needs. I joke with my wife that I wouldn't mind just retiring one day in a like 1-2 bedroom apartment located somewhere that I want to live. That's what I would be happy with.
Right.
So enough for me is already what I have. Finding that balance is very difficult. And that's why Asian Americans especially are always struggling to find that balance. That bar is always being raised.
Right. Circumstantial. Beautiful home, by the way. I'm on the same page to say, like, I would love to just have like a really nice, spacious apartment. I always have this fear, like if I lived in a home, because I never lived in a home. I lived in an apartment all my life. The thought of like, they could just, if someone wanted to break in, they could break in. I don't know why. That's like my...
That's your biggest fear.
Yeah, but like in an apartment, I'm like, the chance of them coming to my specific door is like fucking impossible.
Very quickly, do you think there's any way to change someone's thought processes on money?
On money? Oh, yeah. Not us changing their thoughts, but I think they just need to go through something. And I think health is a big part of it. Like, you have to go through some like near-death experience to be like, oh my God, it's not all about working.
So it's not too late for all the Asians out there that care too much about money?
No, like, unfortunately, something traumatic might have to happen. They get into a car crash and the doctor says like, you should have been dead.
Yeah.
And then they're like, oh my God.
It's kind of sad that it would really have to take things like that.
Yeah, that's nature of the beast with us stupid people, right?
Yep. Okay. We love our rich Asian people. We love our rich Asian people. Not because we care about money, just because we like seeing them on the news.
Right.
Do you know who's the richest Asian person in the world right now? According to Forbes 2021.
Jeremy Lin.
Number one richest Asian person, Mukesh Ambani from India.
Oh.
How much money do you think this fool has?
Oh man, way too much. Is it in the billions?
Oh, definitely in the billions.
Okay.
Definitely.
Like his worth.
His worth.
100 billion.
Pretty much 102 billion as of September 2021.
Shit.
That's crazy. Yeah.
God, it's getting to the point where like we're gonna have trillionaires.
Yeah, I know.
Oh my God.
But he's the richest
so-
Asian person in the whole world. He owns some company called Reliance Industries. Sorry to anyone from India. I don't know what Reliance Industries is.
Yeah.
According to Google, it's India's most valuable company. Energy, chemicals, gas, telecommunications,
That
media,
sounds shady as
textiles.
fuck.
I'm not going to get into why it may or may not be shitty, but
That sounds shady, bro.
this guy is the 10th richest person, period, in the world. And the richest Asian person.
Wow.
Crazy. You know who's my favorite rich Asian person? Jack Ma.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Is he still in China prison?
Yeah, man, he's fucked.
Did they let him out for yard time? You remember he went missing? Oh, not missing, but
He was missing.
he,
He was missing. Let's
he
be real,
wasn't
dude.
seen for
He
2-3 months or something.
That motherfucker was kidnapped, bro.
That was when Alibaba, the company, was going public.
Yes.
And then suddenly he said something
About the government,
He said
right?
something about the government. He's not even the richest Chinese person. There's like 3 richer Chinese person than that.
Damn.
I looked at the list. I have no idea who they are. I just know Jack Ma because he owns Alibaba.
Are they also kidnapped?
No. They're good boys.
Oh, okay.
They're good boys. They keep their mouth shut.
Jack Ma is pretty like
He's a pretty public figure.
he is. I like hearing him talk. He has
Yeah.
like a very gentle. I just love how he talks, philosophical and like,
Yeah.
gentle. It's
Yeah.
soothing. The dude that owns the Nets, the Chinese guy, he
The
also works
Brooklyn
on-
Nets of
Yeah.
NBA.
Go Knicks though. Fuck the Nets. But if you want to send us tickets, please. We'll take them. Man, all this talk about people's financial, decisions. Man, I'm so poor. I can't even buy like 1/10 of a Bitcoin.
At least you have your mental health.
At least I have my mental health. I feel rich. So yeah, shout out to Joe Tsai. He's the vice president of Alibaba.
Oh, he's another Alibaba.
Yeah.
It's like the whole company is
Yeah,
just like
man.
pooping out rich Chinese people all over the place.
I shouldn't shit on Joe though, because it's really cool at least seeing like prominent like Asian figure, and he seems pretty Americanized here. You know
is
what I
he?
mean? In New York.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
That's a cool thing. It's cool that like, oh, it's a Asian dude that runs the Nets.
Yeah.
Good culture breaker.
Do you think rich Asian people
Uh-huh.
have a civic responsibility to like do more for their culture?
Yes. But I'm also scared that like they're only doing it to make more money.
Even if it's like from a place of,
Good intentions.
it's still
It's-
in part to do with making more money.
It's just a sham.
It's like a PR move.
It's a sham.
If it's a PR move and it gets results, then do it.
Yeah, that's true.
Because people always shit on rich people and doing things and saying it's not 100% genuine or it's not perfect. But if it's doing what it's supposed to be doing,
Yeah.
and even if it's a PR move and even if they're making more money from it somehow, like if you're trying to stop Asian hate and you have these rich Asian people
Still bad.
that's pumping money into it,
Yeah.
and if they're just doing it for PR, but it's helping in some tangible way, why are you going to
What
shit
does
on
it
that,
matter?
right?
Yeah, who gives a shit if it's a
Because if you
sham?
care about just stopping Asian hate, and
it's so
Jack Ma
bad.
says, here's $1 million to like do something with it,
Right.
take that money. Shake hands with him. Take a picture for the newspapers.
I really did want Andrew Yang being the mayor.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, man. Who's the guy there?
Andrew Yang's rich, right?
Yeah, he's pretty rich too. He's like
He's like a tech person.
Silicon Valley and all that.
Yeah. He's got that tech
so
money.
He's got that tech money, bro. But yeah, it would have been nice too, because I thought he was very like progressive. He was a good representation, I felt, and
Yeah.
I thought it would have been really, really cool if he was the mayor. But
Let's get
it's
real.
like,
Let's get real. You just wanted that universal income.
oh man, yes, dude. Imagine that Social Security and being in New York. God damn, you New Yorkers fucked up.
Let's wrap this up.
Yes, sir.
With our favorite segment, ranting and raving.
Tell me if this is weird, dude. Like I saw a guy like jogging through the cemetery.
Into the cemetery?
Yeah, like he's just jogging through. Like I'm in the car.
Yeah.
And then you just see him like running along the same direction, the path.
kinda
like, we're
weird.
It is, right?
Are cemeteries public?
Yeah, technically. Yeah.
Are they?
Because you could.
No.
Yeah, dude. What if you just want to go visit?
It's like a company that runs it, isn't it?
Let's say you buried someone and
Yeah.
you want to go visit. It's open to the public certain times.
It's like pseudo public, pseudo.
Exactly. But like this motherfucker was like, he looked like a jogger. He's just running through. I'm just like,
It's weird as a spectator, and you would think it'd be more weird for him.
dude, like he was straight up just jogging.
Oh, you know something that really bothers me? Definitely a first world problem. Mm-hmm. How come nowadays when you go to someone's house or their apartment, instead of ringing the damn doorbell, you still text them?
Oh, yeah.
I don't always have my phone near me. I mean, I'm not just talking about you. I'm just talking about people in general.
I felt a little attacked. I was like,
I'm outside your door. Bro, just ring the doorbell.
yeah.
Like the doorbell is there for a reason.
yeah.
People are just so hooked on sending a
That
message.
technology. Yeah, we're getting dumber.
We are.
We are.
They could be standing in front of the doorbell and I see them on the camera and they're just texting me that they're outside, but they're not ringing the doorbell.
Yeah, I know.
Someone comes by and they tell me they're outside and I know that they're outside. I just kind of stand on the opposite side of the door for a while and just see how long it takes for them to ring the doorbell.
Do you remember like back then it was really exciting when we had like home phones? It was really exciting to get a phone
Landlines.
call. Yeah, landlines.
Yeah.
Thank you. I was like, what's
Home phones.
landline? Home. It was really exciting getting a phone call like in the early evening. It's like, oh, who's calling me? And you pick up, it's like, oh shit, Lindsay, yo, what's up, dude? It's like, yo, did you watch the episode of blah blah? It's playing right now.
You know why I think it's better now? Because you can call me and I can look at it, say it's you, and then put the phone back down.
Wow. No, you missed it a little.
That's the
Back
benefits
then.
of technology.
Back then when you actually like someone rang your doorbell, it was like, oh shoot, who could that be?
It was a nice surprise.
It was a nice surprise. You never felt like that when you were younger?
Dude, never.
Never?
Never.
Oh,
I just want to be left alone. That does it for today's episode.
Oh,
It's nice chatting with you.
likewise. This was fun. This was a fun episode. Personal, engaging. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, this is kind of weird because I feel I'm spending a bit too much time on all this.
No, not a little bit. You are. I feel bad. I feel bad. Even your wife was like, "Yo, what the fuck?" Bro?
I don't want to say it's a passion project, but it's like an exercise in futility.
It's good therapy.
Follow us on all the socials at Worst Asian Pod. If you're too lazy for any of that, or I'm speaking way too fast, go to worstasianpod.com. That's www.worstasianpod.com.
Damn.
Maybe one day I'll get one of those Amazon referral links and I'll stick it at the bottom of this.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, because I don't want your money. I want Amazon's money.
Oh shit.
All right, come back next week. We're going to be talking about interracial Asian dating.
Ooh. Bye bye.
See ya.